Alpha team is flying around the forest zone, situated in northwest Raccoon City, where we are searching for the helicopter of our compatriots, Bravo team, who disappeared during the middle of their mission.
Haven't found it yet?
No, not yet, Brad. Bizarre murder cases have recently occurred in Raccoon City. There are outlandish reports of families being attacked by a group of about 10 people. Victims were apparently eaten. The Bravo team was sent in to investigate, but we lost contact.
Look, Chris!
Bravo team's helicopter was a derelict. Save for the remaining body of Kevin. We continued our search for the other members, and it turned into a nightmare. This way. Damn it! Make for that mansion!
There are only 3 STARS members left now. Captain Wesker, Barry, and myself. We don't know where Chris is.
What is this place?
Not quite your ordinary house, that's for sure.
Hey, Wesker, where's Chris?
Jill, no! You don't want to go back out there.
But we've got to find...
What was that?
Chris?
No.
Jill, go and investigate.
I'm going with her. Chris and I go back a long way.
All right. You two go. I'll secure this area.
Stay sharp.
Okay, so we are rocking and rolling with or without a large audience, but hey, how's it going? Welcome to Resident Evil Remake, and yeah, I played this the other day and I did a pretty god-awful job of it, to be honest, but that's why I'm back today doing a better job. But yeah, here we go. Today we're gonna play as we're gonna be playing as Jill, because I mean, there's something about I mean, when I think back to when I used to play this game, I used to enjoy playing as Jill more than Chris. But then again, I haven't really played the game for so long. I mean, I literally bought it the other day. That was when that stream test was from, and I just felt like playing it just to test my memory more than anything, because when you've not done something for 10 years, it's kind of it's a bizarre sensation, and it's actually amazing just how little I remember, to be honest. And the truth is, it's actually better to actually start with a blank slate, to be honest. I mean, I remembered bits here and there, but it was because it was all kind of so... I was so disorientated because of lack of how all the memories connected. It was as if I had like Alzheimer's or something. So it didn't really benefit me whatsoever to actually remember anything about the game. But since then I've actually played a little bit more, and that's I'm going to be playing up until the Courtyard this time with Jill, and yeah, as I said, I do actually prefer playing as Jill anyway. Even though she is a little bit well, the thing is, the whole of this game is straight out of an 80s horror movie, and it's kind of tacky in places, but contrary to what I said the other day about, I was basically saying that this game has really tacky cutscenes, and they are quite tacky in lots of ways, not necessarily in comparison to today, but just in general. But they're not too bad, but there are lots of little things they say here and there which is really weird, as we'll see as we get into it. But yeah, as you can see, they've fucked off.
Let's not leave this hall.
Good idea.
And I picked up a little tip the other day when I was basically trying to remember some of the little things I used to know, but to look for Wesker, we literally just have to go up this staircase and back down. That's like a well-known trick that people seem to use.
No, nothing.
Nothing at the top of the stairs, at least, Barry.
I can't figure it out.
But
Same here.
Chris, and now Wesker.
yeah, I'm so looking forward to playing through this again. It is good fun.
We can search for him separately.
Don't you just love Barry and his
Okay, then I'll try the door.
masculine, receding hairline?
We could easily get lost.
One thing that I did, that I was thinking about the other day is, when I was younger,
I almost forgot.
I don't know whether it was because I was used to the PS1 version or whether it was just a lack of interest or something, but
Thanks.
I never really realized just how big this fucking mansion is. It is actually...
Let's meet up in this hall.
To call it a mansion is kind of,
Okay.
I mean, it's not correct. It's more of a palace or a castle, but I'll be, yeah, I'll be pretty much just doing everything, the thing is, I didn't want to play with notes. I'm not playing with notes because I do actually remember the general direction of everything I'm supposed to do. Because I think if you play with notes on a game like this, and you remember the exact route and... well, not so much the exact route, but if you play it knowing the exact amount of spaces you need in your bag, for example, it can come across as a bit autistic, and it's not as enjoyable, in my opinion. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to play it by ear, for lack of a better term or something like that, but... having sat down and played a bit more, I do actually remember quite a bit, but... yeah, I guess when I was younger, when I used to play this, I never really... I suppose I was more interested in the action than the actual, than the story. Just like with Tomb Raider, but, yeah, the first thing we have to do is go down here and collect the arrow which is sticking out of this... it's kind of like a cherub, I think, but... I'm gonna be watching all the cutscenes, but I don't think I'm gonna be reading all the memos, because I find that kind of boring. Since I think most of the people watching this will know the story anyway, so I don't really think there's much point reading on a stream. And I will be talking over the cutscenes as well, but... oh yeah, we get a dagger. But yeah, I don't know what it is about playing as Jill. I guess I'm just a pervert, basically. Now, there's something about playing as Jill that's a bit more... it's more entertaining, basically, because the thing about Chris is he's basically like playing as... When you play as Chris, it's basically like playing as Action Man. And because there's a lack of vulnerable... he's very... he's not very vulnerable, you could say, and that gets very boring very quickly because Jill actually has more of a... Oh yeah, we have to go out here, don't we? Yeah, there's something about Jill. She comes across as a bit more vulnerable, and so you actually don't feel like, I guess, as much of a hero, which is just more interesting in every way because it's less predictable and you don't really see what's going to happen. But that's not always the case because I can think of... I mean, I guess it's kind of like the opposite in Tomb Raider, isn't it? With, I mean, Lara Croft is quite a badass woman and it's still really fun playing as her, but I guess it depends from game to game and film to film and that kind of thing. But yeah, I thought it would be kind of boring if I was just going through it in a kind of autistic way, just remembering literally every slot that needs to be free and everything. But I won't be fucking around either. I'll definitely try my best, and yeah, it should come out as a really good stream in the end. But I imagine most of the people who watch this will know generally what's happening, but the main goal in the beginning at the mansion is we have to free this guy up here who's in the coffin. He has a name, but I don't remember it. And I've just realized I've probably fucked it up really badly because I actually have to... There's probably going to be a fucker up here waiting for me, so we'll have to see. Maybe if I trick him... No, there's two of them. Fucking hell. The thing about this is you can actually stand here and they'll lose interest because of the pre-rendered backgrounds. And that's a nice little trick. Shall I just wing it? Let's wing it. That actually went a lot better than I expected, but I'm glad to see that people are starting to show up. Hopefully you'll enjoy this stream. Basically what we've got to do, as I was saying, is we've got to free that guy, to anyone who doesn't realize, with 4 death masks, which are fucking weird. And this game is very... I mean, not to offend anyone, I mean, there's something weird about most countries, but there's something very, you know, fucking weird in Japanese about this game in particular. And there's lots of kind of... You know, I've never been to Japan, and I'm not really a weeaboo or anything like that. But it is pretty fucking weird at times, I have to admit. But yeah, this stream should be good fun because I won't be making any hugely irritating mistakes for anyone watching. I mean, like I said, I won't be going through literally knowing the exact move of everything, but I do have a general route planned, so I do know what I'm doing, and yeah, I'm planning on, I mean, as I kind of explained in the description, I'm going to be playing through this in 3 parts because the game is roughly about 4 hours long, including, and yeah, that was just the map of the first floor, but yeah, this, with the cutscenes, this game is about 4 hours long, and if I play about 1.5 hours in each part, in 3 parts, then it should wrap up really nicely. But because I think if I did it in 1 part, it would get very samey very quickly, and I mean, I just kind of play it by ear and just go by what I like to watch, because I don't honestly sit down and waste 4 hours of my life watching somebody play an entire game. I probably do sometimes, but not very often. And I think it's just better if you split it up, especially since, especially with games that split up into sections a lot in a nice manner, you might say, but I think that's the main difference between this game and a game like Tomb Raider, because Tomb Raider has, at least the original Tomb Raiders, and, you know, a lot of the Tomb Raiders have, I think I have to go through here, but they have a lot of variation because you go from level to level and you go globe-trotting around, and that keeps people, you know, interested. Which is obviously a good thing. But with a game like this, the thing is, because for like an hour and a half you're running around a mansion, it can get very... I think I'll be coming back here later. Yeah, I'll be coming back here later anyway, but I mean, we don't have to because it's only herbs, and if you don't hurt yourself then you don't need the herbs, but it does help a lot because we get ambushed, I believe, but as I was saying, this game doesn't have a lot of variation, and to some people who aren't used to this genre, it kind of feels like nothing really happens. It feels a little bit uneventful, I think, because you're literally just going around a place, and to the untrained eye, or the, you know, I don't give a fuck eye, it comes across as just a lot of boring puzzle solving, and you don't really see much action besides the boss fights, which barely ever happen. And especially since most of the game you're actually avoiding zombies and that kind of thing, so there's not a huge amount of action in many ways. But to those of you who give a fuck, thank you very much, and I think to those who enjoy this kind of game, it will be very enjoyable, definitely, and yeah, that's a good example of how Jill is a little bit more vulnerable, because I think when you play as Chris, you actually have to kill the zombie yourself, and you actually have to... I don't think Chris vomits in the toilet either, so it's just small details like that that makes playing as Jill more interesting. I mean, call me a creep or anything, but I just find it 10 times more interesting. And in a way, I might be remembering incorrectly, but I think when you play as Chris, you actually... I think with the shotgun, you actually have to get the fake shotgun before you pick it up, whereas with Jill, you can just pick it up now, which to some people might think like, some people might think that's too easy, but I just kind of think that's more enjoyable. Because I like a challenge, definitely, but I mean, there's a challenge, and then there's just boredom, and I just, it's kind of cute, don't you think, how Barry saves Jill in a second.
Oh god, what did I do now?
I'll try my best not to skip any cutscenes. I've not skipped any yet. I mean, it's kind of,
Help!
Jill,
just
you in
something I
there?
do, so I'm gonna try to keep them in since this is more of a stream play,
Stand back!
or whatever you might call it.
Grab my hand!
But yeah, Barry is an absolute knight in shining armor to Jill. Quite the hero, but I've actually got to use my brain. I'm not used to it. I need to get it into gear of playing
That was a
older
close one.
titles.
A second late, you would have fit nicely into a sandwich.
A Jill sandwich.
Thanks. But Barry, didn't you say you were going back to the dining room to find other clues? I'm glad and all, but why are you here?
I just had something I wanted to check.
I was in the bathroom combing
Get
my
back to searching
hairline.
for Wesker and Chris.
Thanks, Barry.
I seem to remember that Barry is
I owe you
a good guy, and I think he does die, of course, as well. But yeah, he does, there's something shady about the beginning that I can't quite remember right now, but yeah, if I remember correctly, we've got to go to the very first save room now and put some of our shite away. Yeah. And then I think my memory will get jogged as I go along. Definitely is. I remember that there's a zombie here that I have to be... Yeah. Excuse me. I think what I'll have to do is I'll have to kill him in a second. Yeah, we have to put some shit away and pick up the fuel canteen. And yeah, I'm gonna probably... I don't know if I'm gonna save that much, we'll have to see. I know that I don't need the knife, I don't need the chemicals until we get to the greenhouse. I don't need the key. You know, I don't know whether I need the shotgun or not, I really can't remember. I think I do actually need it, but... Yeah, I should pick up the canteen. And, yeah, we'll be on our way. I won't actually pick up some fuel here. I don't know whether I'll pick up my... I guess I will put that away. Because I will probably need the space, that's the thing. And... yeah, we'll be on our way. What I'm planning on doing is I'm planning on... I'll kill the zombies here. And I won't burn them yet, but what I'll do is I'll burn them when I get back here. Because the thing about this point of the game, there's a lot of backwards and forwards, you might say. There's even some backtracking later on, so it's kind of... that's pretty much what I was talking about when I was talking about people thinking that it's about a little bit samey. Their brains aren't used to the puzzle solving, but I think when people, when we get a few more people show up, it should be some good fun, because what I've noticed with old games, I mean, there's a discussion you can't really have with new games, and that's, you know, how they seem in comparison to today. And yeah, people always have something interesting to say, definitely. And yeah, there's something about all these old titles which they're just fun to go back and play and talk about and shoot the shit, but yeah, the like I was saying, I was actually surprised just how little I remembered from the other day, but from 10 years ago. I mean, I was expecting to go into it and to remember quite a lot, and yeah, that really wasn't the case. It was a bit of a shit show, definitely. It was really good fun though, and I had fun talking to people, and I enjoy doing that kind of thing as well. You know, just not taking it quite as seriously and just seeing what happens, you know. But on the other hand, I'm kind of quite surprised how quickly I've actually remembered things as well. So the next thing we've got to do is we've got to go and light a fire in the fireplace, and we get a map and all kinds of fun things, so stay tuned for more. We won't go in this door yet because that's the deer room, and we have to go into the far left door to, as I said, play around with the fireplace. Let's do that. Let's get this. Let's rock and roll. And yeah, use the lighter and then we can collect a map. I don't really understand, you know, it's little things like that that just to me seem so weird in Japanese. And yeah, I don't mind a lot of Japanese games. I mean, I think the cliche is most people who enjoy Resident Evil and also enjoy things like Metal Gear Solid and often Tomb Raider and often, you know, Dino Crisis and all those titles, and I guess I'm one of them. Can't deny it, but let's think. What do I need to do now? Yeah, I've got the dog whistle. I think what I need to do now is put the dog whistle away, collect the key, and we have to go over to the... Yeah, I think we have to go back to the main hall, and then... I'm not following any notes, but I remembered in my head when I used to write down notes for this game. At this point, I always wrote down Barry in capital letters. And for some reason that's made me laugh, but yeah, I think we need the lighter. I think we need the mansion key. We don't need the whistle, of course. Yeah, let's not fuck around. Let's just get going. Rezifana, I'm glad to have you, my man / woman. Are you a man or a woman? Not that it matters, but yeah, I'm glad to have you. And this stream is dedicated just for you, seeing as you are a Resi fan. But yeah, no, I'm glad you're here, and yeah, I'm sure I won't be playing quite as well as you will be. I seem to remember, yeah, there's a fucker here as well. In that case, I shall call you by your gender, but yeah, glad to have you. Of course, we get a cutscene with Barry here, and there's this really awkward line. It always gets me.
Jill, got any good news?
I don't really think it is that awkward. I'm just a bit of a perv at times.
No.
Madhouse?
We'd better secure our escape route first. There's gotta be a...
But yeah, I hope you enjoy and I hope you
All right,
stick
then,
around.
Let's split up again.
Hey, hold on a sec. Look what I've found.
What?
A can of fizz. It's sure to yellow and mellow those things.
But yeah, it's just the way he says, there must be a back door around here somewhere. I don't think I used to laugh at it.
What about you?
But
I like the buddy system we
it
have
comes
here.
across as a bit weird saying it to Jill.
Thanks. I'll take it.
See you later.
Ciao.
That was probably worse than okay, let me think. I think I have to... Do I have to go that way? I think I actually have to go... Yeah, I have to go this way. But yeah, no, I don't think... you know, I think Oblivion gets a lot of flack about the dialogue seeming really... I've used this word like 3 or 4 times now. It wasn't my intention, but it gets a lot of flack for seeming quite autistic. But I mean, a lot of the dialogue in this game is very unnatural feeling, but it's not quite as bad as I remember, to be honest. It's not too bad. But yeah, I think it should take me about an hour and a half in total to go through to the courtyard, which is pretty standard. It's nothing too special, but then I don't claim to be an expert at this game. But in the future I'll definitely play some other titles as well, like I would really love to play Resident Evil 2 as well, but... yeah, let's think. We can put those away and... yeah, I need my shotgun and... that will do for now because I need my dog whistle as well, but we'll... yeah, we will actually be coming back through here. I've just got to go and fill my fuel canteen in the other room, and then we'll come back, then we'll use the whistle, and then we'll have a fucking good time with those dogs. I don't need to unlock that yet. But yeah, there's something about Jill that I just prefer. As like I was saying, I think that was another thing. The fact you have a lockpick. I know that Chris has the lighter, and there are some there are some subtle differences, but I know some people think Jill is a bit easier, but I just prefer it. There's something about it. But yeah, that's excellent. We get some kerosene, and honestly, we won't need all these ink ribbons. I mean, a total newcomer to this game wouldn't even need all these ink ribbons. It's totally something that is overused. But I guess they were included to not piss off, yeah, I guess, newcomers and that kind of thing, but... we'll go in here and we will put that away because we won't be needing it. I should probably just save just to take the piss. Let's do it. I shall overwrite this one, I think. 3 is the magic number, as they say. But yeah, I'm feeling good about this. I should be able to do a decent job. I don't think we actually need that key. That's the funny thing. No, I think we do actually. I'll take it anyway. Jill always looks a little bit sick because of her skin color and eyes. Yeah, but you know, in Northern Europe, we should be used to that kind of thing. I know that she's from the Midwest, but which is basically a very similar climate anyway, isn't it? But yeah, people in I mean, who was it who said that again? That Indian, not Indian, but Canadian stand-up, Russell Peters, he said England is like a white factory. But I guess it's kind of the same for the Midwest and Germany and all that. But yeah, she does look quite sick, doesn't she? But I guess it adds to the, you know, it is midnight and she's... The thing we don't remember... Oh, for fuck's sake, I actually forgot the whistle. I apologize greatly from the bottom of my heart. I didn't mean to do that, but... I'll just be a sec, but... yeah, no, what was I saying? Yeah, when you think about it, and I know I'm like... I know nobody should really think about it this way, but... We are playing... I mean, I'm guessing it's the middle of the night. It must be around midnight. And... You know, didn't everyone feel that sick in the late 90s? I mean, let's be honest. Yeah, so I do need the dog whistle. First mistake of the stream made. That was quite humbling, but... When I've been up, like, when I stay up late, you know, I'm just gonna go up anyway. I guess everyone looks like shit when they've been, I think I'd look pretty ill as well if I was hanging around this. this gaff. Okay, let's do a better job this time. What I like to do here, I've got my own little technique. It's not mine, but yeah. If we blow the dog whistle, then we wait for the doggo. And I can't believe I failed that. Fucking hell. What I was gonna do, I mean, I guess that was quicker anyway, so it's no big deal, but what I was gonna do is the classic technique where you go back out, you collect the collar, and you don't have to kill the second dog and you save ammunition, but hey, it's no biggie. Let's have a look. Let's think here a minute. Yeah, I could have got the blue gem there and everything, but I don't think it's a big deal. I can just... You know, I can just go back. I guess what I'll do now is... let's think about this. Oh no, I guess I'll do the key thing first. That'll probably make more sense. Yeah, that is what I've got to do next, but yeah, what other... this is directed to Resi Fana. What other Resident Evil games do you like playing? I guess not only you, I mean, I guess anyone who's watching, but... Since you seem like a big fan, fuck. Yeah, let's think here. I think I need to put that away. Don't I? But yeah, anyone who is watching who wants to answer that question, go ahead, because it's so much more fun when people comment, and yeah, no, it's just good fun when everyone sort of... Nobody wants to hear this old bastard just go on about Resident Evil for 1.5 to 2 hours, trust me. It'll make a lot more sense if you all share your opinions. But maybe the Japanese people have exaggerated it because of their beauty ideal, like in manga anime. Yeah, I think you've got a point there, Resifana. I'm not going to keep... I guess I should keep doing it in a German accent, because in an English way that's probably the closest I could get to reenacting that name, but I guess I'll just call you Resifana. But yeah, 1 to 4, that was definitely that's the answer I'd give as well, but do you know, I think my favorites, to be completely honest, is, like, if I really had to choose, I would say either this one, alright, or I have to say that it's really important we get that bastard, but yeah, I think it's really, yeah, Code Veronica X, I find that so much fun. You know, I'd love to stream that game again, but you know, I'm a huge fan of 1 to 4, including obviously Code Veronica X, but I've not played them for 10 years, that's kind of the point. I haven't played them, so bear with, but yeah, I think you're absolutely right about the Resifana, about the Japanese people having an exaggerated beauty standard, and I was talking to my girlfriend about this the other day, about how, you know, some Japanese people are actually whiter than, like, you know, Norwegians or English people or Germans in a way. They really go very white, and maybe that's why, you know, Jill and so many people look so white, but yeah, Japan has I mean, America I mean, no disrespect to Americans, of course. It's the same in the UK as well with obese people, but you know, the West has obese people, but then it also has exaggerated beauty standards, which are sick things to follow, of course. And yeah, let's go over here and you know what, I think what I'll do is I'll actually go and... No, I don't think that would be a good idea. Yeah, I better go this way. I can get the blue gem at any I can get the blue gem at any point. I don't necessarily need to do it now. I just don't want to, you know, use up all my spaces and have to do too much backtracking. I don't mind backtracking, but it's when it's between just save boxes, that's what can get a bit, you know, samey and everything like that, so I'll try my best to cut that shit out. But yeah, I have to agree with you there. 1 to 4 were definitely my favorites, but I'd definitely love to play Code Veronica X again. And 4, you know, 4 was a great action game. But 5, Resi Fana also says, 5, 6, 7 was also good, but it's more action and I like the basic line survival horror. Totally agree, my man. As they say in Norwich, I used to live in Norwich and that's like a thing. I think I have the right key here. Excellent. Yeah, that's something that people in Norwich say, my man. I highly doubt there's anyone in Norwich watching now, but I kind of picked up from that, but yeah, totally agree. 5, 6, and 7 were. You know, I played, I haven't completed 5, 6, or 7. I've played a little bit of every single one of them. And I've got to tell my mind not to skip this cutscene either. I really keep on, I have a kind of trigger-happy finger when it comes to, you know, I don't think I even need to activate... Who is that? Forrest? I think it's Forrest. But yeah, I don't need to actually activate it, but what the hell, I may as well do it just to show what it's like. Just to show that he wakes up, basically, but... I guess I'll get an extra herb out of it anyway, so it shouldn't be too... Oh no, I won't because I don't have any space, but... Yeah, it's no big deal. I mean... Like in most games, I mean... Of course, in games like this, you get, I mean, the health isn't thrown at you quite as much, but if you compare this series to, you know, most games of today, health isn't thrown at you, but, you know, health is still thrown at you quite a bit, but in its own way, if you get what I mean. But last thing, I've got the grenade launcher, so... Yeah, you know, I think what I have to do now is use the... Yeah, I know what I'm doing. I have to go this way. Because I don't think I'm going to go downstairs, because I've already pretty much done that. So yeah, I think I'm right in going this way, actually, yeah. In fact, I know I'm right. I'm a confident man, and I know what I'm doing. Let's do this shit. But yeah, I don't think I can open that yet. Yeah, I can. Clearly I don't remember as much as I think what it's going to be like is I'll remember the major details, but when it comes to the smaller deets, I won't remember quite as much, but obviously that's okay, because I think when you're watching somebody, it's only annoying unless it's a blind play. It's if it's a blind play, it's obviously different. But if you're watching somebody who claims to be okay at the game and they forget a major detail, of course, that's slightly different and I guess totally unacceptable and should be banished from the YouTubes for life. No, not really. I think... who cares? Let's fill up my spit can, my fuel canteen, and... I should get a spit can for when I'm streaming. I don't know how people can drink and stream. I mean, I'm not really I don't really drink at all. I have like I said before, I had like a stint for 6 months just now of no drinks, but the past kind of month I've had like 1 or 2 beers every week, and what I've noticed is most of the people I enjoy watching stream, that is, they always seem to drink whilst they're streaming, and I mean, I find it fucking incredible because I just couldn't do it. I mean, I need the concentration to know what I'm doing. Yeah, that should do us nicely. You know, I don't know if I need... I'll probably come back here anyway, but I guess I have to put these things away anyway. Resi Fana also says, these door animations always scared me. Yeah, I totally agree. When I was young. Never knew what is behind. Yeah. I think it's the subtlety of these games which makes it so fantastic. First Ori was 3 Nemesis, I was 8 or 9. Wow, you started young, my man, but yeah, no, I guess I played, so I saw my friend, I had this friend called Sean. He was a really good friend, but we parted ways due to differences in our teens or tweens. And he was really the guy that introduced me to Resident Evil, and we used to play Resident Evil and, you know, all the classics like Final Fantasy VII and let's burn these fuckers. Yeah, Final Fantasy VII and 8 and Resident Evil 1 and Resident Evil 2, really any of the Resident Evils. And yeah, me and him, we always used to have our differences with basically everything, and that's pretty much why we eventually, I guess we were 2 strong personalities. Can't I use that now? I thought I need to, because I don't think that burned that guy down. Whatever, I'll just come back later. I think it actually might have glitched it somehow, but... yeah, I always used to prefer Final Fantasy 8 and he liked 7, and I always preferred Resident Evil 2 compared to Resident Evil 1 on the PS1, and he always preferred Resident Evil 1, I think, but then I got into them more in my kind of tweens, you could say. I never use that word. I don't know why. Streams are like a huge expose, it feels, because you start acting like never before. Oh yeah, we get Barry.
Jill.
Barry,
But,
I didn't mean to get you that excited.
Right. Anyway.
Yeah, definitely, I agree with that. It's really the subtlety of those sorts of things that make these games so fantastic.
Well, I guess we were right about this mansion being quite unnatural.
You have a way with understatements.
Where's the part that's torn off?
I haven't played enough of the... I mean, recently I haven't played the very original on the PS1, Resident Evil 1 on the PS1. I mean, I always played this remake more than the actual original. But you see, it's all these little things that are so fucked up in Japanese. to me. But yeah, maybe at some point I'll play that as well. I think it'd be good fun to do that, but you know, the developers did such a good job of this that I think that's what happens to a lot of people. They get into, if a remake or a remaster is so much better than an original, they will always tend to go for the newest version. I'm sure that will be the case with Crash Bandicoot now recently, and yeah, probably that's what's going to happen with Spyro, if that's... What? I thought there was a B. What? Okay. Of course, the best thing to do here is to not fuck about and just go out the door and back in. Resifana also says, never heard of Resident Evil before. It was the fault of my cousin. He was 17 or so, and like, yeah, I want to play. Yeah, I think, yeah, that's the classic way that you get into things. I mean, it was pretty much because of Sean that I got into it, I guess. But I really enjoy. I mean, okay, let's think about. Let's try to narrow it down a bit. If you had to narrow it down from 1 to 4 to your very, you know, your all-time favorite Resident Evil game, what would it be? Resifana and co. Anyone who is watching, answer. No, don't answer if you don't want to, but I think it's cool when people give their opinions. I enjoy seeing what other people have to say. I'm not going to pick up that ink ribbon because we don't need it. But, you know what, I think this is probably my favorite Resident Evil game. I think I have to say the remake of the first game, what I'm playing now, is my favorite, closely followed by Code Veronica X. I don't know what, I mean, I guess this game is just, it's so subtle and simple, but it's so beautiful and looks so pretty I could lick it. It looks so sleek and it just looks amazing, but... ow, I need to move. Ow, ow, ow. Okay, I'm doing okay though. Let's put some of this shit away. So I don't need that. I don't need the wind crest. I don't need the red herb. I'm gonna do something now. I'm gonna go and pick up the blue gem. Let's think. Wind crest. First aid spray. Yeah, that's okay. I know, man. It's basically what I said was if you had to narrow it down to your very all-time favorite Resident Evil game, which one would it be? And I think my favorite would be this one, closely followed by Code Veronica X, I would have to say, I think. There's something about that one. I think Claire really came into her own, because I enjoyed Claire in... That sounded really bad. I enjoyed Claire. I enjoyed playing as Claire in Resident Evil 2, but I really think she came into her own in Code Veronica X, definitely. I mean, wasn't X a slightly better looking version of... It's kind of a mini remaster of CV, isn't it? Something like that, but I really liked it. Okay, so now we're gonna go and... I guess... Let's see. I can't remember which key I need, that's the thing. Although, you know what, I'm gonna be bold and put that one back. And I might as well go and get the very first death mask. I may as well, but... Okay, let's go and do that. Yeah, that's absolutely no problem, because you know, for a lot of people, having a second language is quite difficult, because it can be quite difficult to be exposed to a second language unless you literally cut off your life and sit indoors all day eating cheese doodles and practicing a language. You know, it can be very difficult to get practice, so I totally sympathize. Even having a second language is totally better than not, you know. I'm not really for globalization of English, though. I'm not really for that. I'd rather, I mean, I guess it is practical having a, what's it called, a lingua franca, something like that. But at the same time, I mean, I would hate if everyone spoke English. It'd be fucking boring. And there are so many great languages out there that are just waiting to be discovered, and they're being engulfed by the evil that is English. But yeah, we've got Louise Coco in the live chat as well, and let's think. I think that is either, you know, I think that is Portuguese, I'm gonna say. But if it is Spanish, I apologize from the bottom of my heart, Louise. But I think that is Portuguese. I don't know if we can open this. Yeah, we can, of course. I guess I might as well go and get the serum now. I think it's best if you go, let's think, go down there. Yeah, I guess that makes more sense doing it like that, doesn't it? I may as well do it now. Go and get the serum for Dick. Yeah, I completely forgot about the liquors. Yeah.
What happened?
That's a Resident Evil 3 thing, isn't it?
This whole place is a killing zone.
But let's think. Yeah, so Resident Evil Remake is my favorite. Then Code Veronica X, closely followed, of course.
Poisonous.
Poisonous?
Then I would say,
Richard, hold on.
God, I don't know.
Bring me serum. I saw some, but didn't bring any.
I'll go and get
Doesn't
it,
Richard
okay?
look like a
You're gonna
really
make it.
younger, more handsome version of Trump? Yeah, I guess after that I'd probably say, God, I don't know. I think Resident Evil 2, then 3, then 4, I would have to say. I think that is the order I would go with, I think. I could get the serum that way, or I could go that way. Which way should I go? Fucking hell, I don't know which way to go. Yeah, I guess I have to go this way, but really it doesn't matter. There won't be any major mistakes in this stream. I mean, there might be the odds. Like I said before, I think it's fine to backtrack. I bet that fucker is here, isn't he? Yeah. Just go this way. But yeah, handsome version of Trump. I'm glad you found that amusing, because that was really low level humor. I mean, Trump is like, making a Trump joke is so 2016, if you know what I mean. But, what was I gonna say? Yeah, there won't be any major mistakes or anything, but I don't mind a tiny bit of backtracking in terms of collecting items. What I don't like watching, because it's so fucking boring, is backtracking when it, in terms of, what was that? Yeah, backtracking in terms of, what was I gonna say? Going to a save box. I find that so boring. It really is so boring. Watching people rummage through their save box, but... So I'm not gonna do the... I'm not gonna know every single... I mean, I'm doing a good job now anyway, in knowing how many slots to have free. But I'm certainly playing it by ear, and I'm not planning necessarily every single slot down to every single slot. It's not fun. It's not fun to play like that. It takes away all the... You know, because you know exactly what's going to happen. It's almost like a film. You might as well just not bother, if you know what I mean. But, like, if everything is planned, then how boring is that? But yeah, I think generally knowing what you're doing, not fucking around, making the odd minor mistake, I think that's totally
Here,
okay.
Richard. I'm gonna give you a shot. Hang in there.
The one thing that I'm really dreading, I have to say, even though it's really a piece of piss to most people, but I'm not most people, okay? The one thing that I'm kind of dreading is fighting Yawn, the snake, the basilisk, you could say, I guess. I'm really dreading that because... Wait, can I go through here? Yeah, I can. Yeah, this is the right way to go, because then I get the music sheets, and then I can get the blue... Hey, not bad. Yeah, I can get the music sheets, and... You know, I don't need to waste that there. I could burn them, but there's absolutely no point. But yeah, I'm dreading it because I hate getting poisoned. I mean, it doesn't make it too much... it doesn't really put you out of your way, really, but... Just going to have to, you know, having to go and get the serum an extra time is slightly boring, and I'm gonna challenge myself to not get hit by the snake. I really am. I'm really gonna try my best. I'm gonna drag him out this way this time, because I always go that way. And yeah, I guess that's another thing that I really liked about playing as Jill as well, the fact that she can play... She can play the piano, which I find really cool, and I guess it is kind of Japanese to expect that a female could play the piano and a male couldn't, in terms of Chris, you know, which is kind of weird in Japanese once again, but... No, it does take out a lot of the, fuck. Yeah, I think I'm going the right way. Yeah, it takes out a lot of the unnecessary kind of fooling about with waiting for... Is it Rebecca? Yeah, when you play as Chris, you have to wait for Rebecca to learn the piece, Moonlight Sonata, and it is, it's small details like that which can be a bit boring, I think. But I'm glad so many people are watching. I mean, in terms of a small channel such as my own, I'm really glad that people are tuning in and sticking around. I really like that. I won't be doing like some of the more unnecessary things, but I'm gonna try and get the... Isn't it called the good ending? Or the best ending? I'll try to do that, whatever that might entail. I basically know of all the good deeds you're supposed to do through the game, so I should be able to, it should be a piece of piss. Shouldn't be too difficult, but yeah, this is the time to pick up the blue jam. It's starting to remind me of playing Spyro, which is always a good thing. Yeah, we'll go this way then. Let's think. Let me think. Let's see. I think I have to kill this guy and... Well, I may as well kill him now. Fuck. All my, yeah, all my streams will always be, you know, I'll burn this fucker. Yeah, all my streams will always, I'll always, I mean, I was thinking about this the other day, because there is that thing, isn't there, called, did that hurt me? There is that thing called, isn't it called UTC? Isn't it called UTC? The, international, almost like, you know, lingua franca, but for time zones. Yeah, I won't even bother going through that, but... UT's, isn't it called UTC? Something like that? Which, most, I mean, lots of streamers go by that. Which is totally okay, of course. Yeah, I have to come out the other side. But, I always go by GMT +0, which is the UK time. I think at the minute it's +1 anyway, or it's counted as British summertime. But I'll always go by that, just because if I make it like +1 or something, it'll just confuse people. So I'll just go by, you know, it's easy enough to work out. Like, if you place it as GMT 0, it's quite convenient really, because then everyone can just, you know, add 2 or add 1 or add 6 or add 12, you know. It really makes it a lot easier. But yeah, we've got to go through this way. I have to admit, I do enjoy the music of this game as well. I think the music in this game is probably my favorite, if I had to choose out of everything. In terms of Resident Evil in any case, but let's think. Yeah, I can put some of this stuff away. Put the diamond or the gem or whatever in the eye of the deer. Yeah, you're right. UK is -1 in Germany, but in my, I think you might have checked it out anyway. But I tend to, like you said, what I did was I uploaded a little info video the other day, which like I said, I think you checked it out. And like I said, I'll always, at least for the time being, display it in what was I gonna say? Yeah, +0. Because I think it's just easier for everyone that way. Yeah, I think that's all I need. I just need to have the gem. Yeah. Once again, I don't know whether I need the key, but I don't really give a fuck. I'll just give it a go. But yeah, Germany I think is +1. UK is actually -1 in terms of Germany, yeah. So if I was streaming, say, on... Like, I started this stream in 4 p.m. for the UK, which in Germany would be 5 p.m. So yeah, you're totally spot on with that. But yeah, so far this is going okay. I've been going for how long? 1 hour and 11 minutes. But that wasn't all gameplay, keep in mind. That wasn't all gameplay. But, yeah, I guess I might as well do the... What should I do first? I can either do the piano score first, or I can do the greenhouse. I mean, I guess I might as well do the greenhouse. But I'll go back through anyway, I think. Yeah, I'll go back through. I mean, I could just collect everything now. But there are quite a few herbs there, so yeah, I think I'll just go back to the save room and get the chemical and then go back. But yeah, I think that is the best way. But yeah, I think I have to go this way first to here, and then to the tiger room. I'm not even going to... Yeah, I think I'll just collect the handgun ammo and just leave, because all that's in there is... I think it's just a memo, and then you just get, I think, attacked by both zombies, so it isn't really worthwhile. But yeah, I'm glad this is going so well so far. I mean, my intention is only to have a small channel that plays some more or less just older games, so I'm glad that I have an audience. And yeah, the way I view it, I mean, this is really the best time when you have a small audience, and that's really the that's really when you've made it, you know. Because I think when you get a larger audience, the whole thing just gets really boring, probably. And my goal is, I think what I'll probably do is, like, if I ever get something like anywhere close to 1K subscribers, I'll probably just quit YouTube, because it's not my goal. I think that would be fucking awful, to be perfectly honest. Let's see if I can get past this. Fuck yeah. The answer to that is no. Okay, so what I'll do is... Yeah, I might as well get the death mask now, hadn't I, really? Let's think about this in a smart way, because I can probably do this all in one, can't I? Because I don't think I need that key now. I can put that away, I think. Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure, yeah. Yeah, so if I put that key away, and I don't even think I need that, now that I think about it. I don't need the shotgun shells, and yeah. So what I'll do instead is I'll take the musical score, and I'll take the chemicals, and if I'm thinking right, yeah, no, if I'm thinking right, I should be able to do that all in one. I don't even think I need my lighter. Yeah, I'll just come back for it. I think it'll be alright. Let's go and do that. Let's give it a go. Because the goal right now is to... Fucking hell. Yeah, the goal is to go to the greenhouse, use the chemicals in the water to kill the plants. Then what we do is we take one of the masks. Then we can go outwards through this door, which will just make the whole thing a lot quicker and streamline, and yeah, then we can play piano and get the... If I'm thinking correctly, I think I can do this without having to resort back to going back to the save room. Fuck, I didn't even put it in. What an idiot. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck that means. Earth Basher, something like that. I never actually knew you could do that either way. But yeah, this is what we came here for. I mean, in all honesty, I think we could probably ignore all of those herbs. I don't really think there's any reason whatsoever to pick them up. But let's count here. We've got 3 and 2, so that means it'll take up 2 spaces. And that means... yeah, you know what? I think I can actually do this. I need 2, so that'd be 2 spaces, and I need a space for the book, which can be combined there. And let's think, 2 herb spaces, the book there, and then I need space for both shields. Yeah, I think I can do it all in one. I think I can do it. I'll give it a go anyway. I don't think it should be too, you know, who gives a fuck anyway. But, yeah, I think, this shouldn't take too much longer, actually. I think... I don't know what my favourite part of this game is. It would probably be, you know, I probably enjoy the middle section most, all the section with the courtyard, and isn't her name Lisa, that weird thing in a dress? And I enjoy fighting the big plants. Yeah, I'd say the middle section of this game is more interesting because more seems to happen. I think that's the main thing. I don't know about you guys, but I also enjoy the entire game. But I do think the beginning here is, I mean, I guess it's a little bit samey, if you want to really be critical. It is a slight bore to people who have little patience, I think, definitely. And you know, if you're stuck on a puzzle for a really long time and you don't have the patience, it can get really boring. And it's like I was saying earlier, it's really the lack of variation in the environments. And when I played it the other day, one of my viewers called Mariam, she was saying that there seems to be a lack of variation in dialogue, basically, which I totally agree with. It can come across as a tiny bit of a loner kind of adventure in a way, and I think that could put lots of people off. I mean, it's like that in Tomb Raider as well, if you think about it, but the thing about Tomb Raider is, I mean, if you were to compare it to Tomb Raider 2, Tomb Raider 2 has such a huge variation. That's the great thing about Tomb Raider 2. You have a huge variation between levels and all that kind of jazz and that kind of thing, which I fucking adore. And isn't Jill just a babe playing the piano? No, it is just it's a lot nicer having the actual ability to play the piano as opposed to waiting for Rebecca to do her stuff. But hey, what did you guys think about Resident Evil 0? You know, that's one game I've never played, Resident Evil 0. I know it was done basically on the same engine as this. So yeah, maybe at some point that'll probably be the next thing I do, Resident Evil 0. Maybe blind, or maybe I'll just Maybe I'll have to practice it first and then go into it, I don't know, but... Don't you just love... I think the thing I prefer about the remake here is the fact that everything looks so gritty and gloomy in comparison to the PS1 original. I love the floor tiles and that kind of thing. It really has a very classic feel, but... Yeah, I've actually got... let's have a look here. I'll have to use translate here to translate what this... I think it's Portuguese. Let's see what this guy is saying. Let's see. Enter text. He said, it's a little complicated. Complicado. It is quite complicated, yeah, definitely. Louise Coco. Let's see what that other one was saying. Let's see what this means, without butchering. Yeah, I think I was right, it was Portuguese. Portuguese. Recalling playing one. I think what Louise meant was he remembers playing Resident Evil 1. But yeah, no, it's good to have some people watching from all around the globe. Nothing will part us. Not politics, not agendas, not Agenda 21. Nada, nothing. But yeah, without further ado, sorry, I'm a fucker sometimes, but who has heard of Agenda 21? That would be interesting to know. I don't think many people waste their time with that, but yeah, what we've got to do is place the gold emblem here. And Resifana said it's nice and it's unique and typical for RE, but sometimes these... Yeah, I know what you mean, Resifana, about the camera settings. I mean, do you want to know what I think about the camera settings? I'll tell you in a second, but yeah, basically my point was, it's nice to have so many people from around the globe watching each other play, regardless of beliefs or religions or difficulty setting in a game. But yeah, I need to remember how to do this. Fuck. Yeah, no, it is. I know what to do. It is the large one that has to turn twice left. But, yeah, Agenda 21, no, it's nothing to really, get into or research. My belief is you're your own boss and nobody's in control of you and nobody's watching you and you have to look after yourself. But there are those who believe in Agenda 21, which is basically a government plan to basically get people to live in blocks and eat from supermarkets. That's basically the plan. But I won't talk too much about that now. It's not really necessarily even something I care about, to be honest, because like I said, you have to stick your middle finger to the government and be your own boss. That's my belief. But yeah, we get a mansion key, and let's think here for a second. Mansion key, which goes obviously to the snake room. So you know what I'll do? I think what I'll do is prepare for the... I get the extra mask, the third mask rather, from... Yeah, I know what I'll do. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll go and solve the stained glass puzzle next, and then I'll go and fight the basilisk, and yeah, it should be a good fucking time. Because that works out a lot better in terms of the routes, I think, if you think about it that way. So yeah, I'm gonna ignore Richard there. I got the death mask there, which is excellent, obviously. Fuck. I'm doing pretty well though, I mean, I'm no expert, but I've not even had to use a herb yet. That's pretty impressive, actually. I mean, I used to be really, I mean, the key word really is that I was really good at this game 10 years ago. You know, I don't even think I need, oh, I guess I need my key die. I was quite the speedrunner back 10 years ago in 2007. When I was 13, I think I was, or 12, 13. But, not playing a game for 10 years, and then this is only really my third time really playing up until the Courtyard, so yeah, just excuse any minor mistakes. But yeah, I think, let's think, I think I need the mansion key there, and I think that'll do. I tell you what I'll do, I'll save now, and yeah, I'm pretty sure that's all I need, because all I'm gonna do is... yeah, I think that should work out. So if I save now... and... I don't know, I guess, yeah, like you were saying, I think... I guess the style of set cameras and as it's called, pre-rendered scenes or graphics, they did work particularly well on the PS1 in that era. But yeah, I forgot about that, how it's not even in Code Veronica X. But I do think, in all honesty, I think it works really well in this game as well. I really enjoy it, having the pre-rendered scenes, I have to admit, but that was what was so great, now I think about it, about Code Veronica X, because I seem to remember the art style of that was, oh fantastic, we get to discard it, yes. Yeah, the pre-rendered backgrounds, I think they worked so well for the games they were in, but that's what was so fantastic about Code Veronica X, because the graphics of that game are truly incredible. I really love them. I really do enjoy them. And to any Resident Evil fan who hasn't played it, buy it on the GameCube. I don't even know if it's on the PC. I mean, if it's on the PC, I might buy it. But if not, I don't think it is actually, but I will eventually play that game. Absolutely, I would love to do that. Because that's a Resident Evil game in the style of the camera angles, but the backgrounds and the scenes aren't pre-rendered, which is... It just goes to show that Capcom could do literally anything. And they're so good at so many different art styles and that kind of thing. But yeah, that is the third death mask. So what we'll do now is I'll go back to the save room and throw some shite in the box, and then I'll yeah, continue. But yeah, how many of you are planning on watching I don't know whether many of you saw, I probably should have asked when there were more people watching the stream, but who is planning on watching the Tomb Raider 2 stream tomorrow? Because I'll be streaming that from 4 PM tomorrow. GMT 0 hours. Which will be the second half of Tomb Raider 2 with... basically the way I was playing it is I'm only saving once per level, and what else was it? Yeah, all secrets. But yeah, check it out if you like this kind of thing. Let's think. I need that key. Yeah, all I really need. Let's think. I'm gonna need the acid shells. I'm gonna need the grenade launcher. I'm going to need that ink ribbon because you might find out, depending on how well I play. It really comes down to how well I play, I think. Death mask. Yeah, so we've got 3 death masks. That is absolutely fantastic. I won't take my shotgun because we will actually get the assault shotgun from Richard when he dies. No spoilers alert, or rather spoilers alert, but yeah, I'll combine that with that, and that should do the trick. I mean, I could even leave my pistol. There's no need to even bring the pistol. I just I think there's always space for the pistol and the magazine, so I always tend to bring it. But that should do us, because I'm not planning on getting hit by Yawn, the snake. Now I just need to think of which way I'm going to go out. Let's think about this. I've done everything there, so... Yeah, I guess I guess I may as well just save here. If I save here and then... I think the only time that's really necessary to save in this first part of the stream, basically up until the courtyard, is just the part now. Right now, just before you face the snake. That is really the only time you're going to need to save, really. But now that I think about it, this is as good a place as any to save, because I have it in my mind that I always save in the clock room before I face the this boss. But for some reason my route through the mansion changed somehow, and I'm not really sure what happened, but yeah, this should be interesting. I'm slightly nervous. No, I'm not. I'm going to go in this with confidence, and I'm not going to get hit a single time, because if somebody thumbed it down, I don't really mind. I don't really, I'm only playing to a small audience. That's always been the plan. I'm only doing it for fun. That's the thing. Should I equip that? I never know whether it's quicker to actually... I guess I should unequip, because then I can... I think you can actually run a bit quicker when you unequip weapons. I've just got to have some patience here. And... yeah, we'll see how it goes. But yeah, we're drawing towards the end of this stream now. I don't know whether it's... the thing is with my streams... people... Every time I stream Tomb Raider 2, it seems to... it just seems to have such a fucking incredible reception. So many people, and you'll see the views and the likes on anything I do that's to do with Tomb Raider is incredible, and anything I seem to do that's not Tomb Raider is yeah, I think I've got the hang of this. But yeah, and it's really irritating because anything I do that's not Tomb Raider is just yeah, people don't like it as much. It's just, you know, just the way she goes. Way of the road. But, yeah, there'll be more Tomb Raider tomorrow, so, hopefully those fuckers won't thumb it down then. But yeah, so far so good. I've just got to,
Thanks.
watch Richard die and... yeah, poor Richard. He is a hero. But yeah, I've got to actually focus it because I think it puts me in a really awkward yeah, it puts you in a really awkward spot here. But I think the worst is out of the way, I think. Fuck. It is pretty terrifying, I have to admit. Okay, move now. Fuck. Fuck. But I think it's good to have some action, finally. He's gonna go that fucking way. I knew it. I knew he was gonna do that. Oh, come on. Fuck. I really want to save from getting... oh, excellent. That's perfect. I thought I had to hit him a few more times than that. Resi Fana says, I also like Dashi games. Maybe you know him. But in every live stream are watching more than 20,000 people, and so you never mentioned. The comments are insane so much. Yeah, that's the thing, Resi Fana. I think, you know, it's just... The whole thing is a fucking joke. That's the truth. When you've made it, when you have an audience, you've really lost an audience. You can't have anything meaningful to say to people who are just... No, I guess what I mean is, you lose contact with the audience. It's the same with anything that gets big, be it music or even something as ridiculous as streaming. Whenever you get big, whenever you've made it, you've really lost it. And I almost said no to that. I guess it wouldn't have mattered too much, but yeah, no, having a small audience is the way to go, because you actually get to speak to people, and it's less of like a, hey, come and watch my show, that kind of thing. So I think it's the thing about life is, and anything you do for fun, it should be for fun. It shouldn't be for any other reason. And if you start taking anything that's fun too seriously, it just becomes boring. And like I said, if I ever get anywhere near 1k subs, I'll probably just quit. Honestly, I will, because that's not why I'm doing it. But let's see, I need to go down that way, and yeah, I think that is... I can always pick up everything else on the way back, I think. So yeah, that's pretty good. Fuck, I didn't expect that. I thought I had more, I think that was the, yeah, that was the first hit of the playthrough so far. But yeah, it is interesting watching how different people react, because I was going into this stream knowing that it wouldn't be as popular as my Tomb Raider streams, because I think the last Tomb Raider stream got 10 thumbs up, and I only have a small amount of subscribers, which is incredible, and no thumbs down. I don't really care too much about ratings anyway, but then when it comes to Resident Evil, it's not quite as popular as Tomb Raider 2. It just isn't. There's something about it that just isn't as interesting to people, I guess. There's something about it, but you can't dwell on it too much. Let's think here for a minute. We're almost done. Basically what I have to do now is, if I just reload my shotgun and then we have to... The guy has a name. I can't remember what it is. The guy in the coffin, we basically have to face him and... I guess it is a bit... no, it is a tiny bit underwhelming, in all honesty, but... We just fought a basilisk, so I guess that made up for it, but... Let's think. Yeah, I need all the masks and my pistol, my shotgun. I mean, I guess I could take that as well. I'm not gonna, you know, I'm not even gonna take any health. Well, I guess I should... What I'll do is... I won't bring any health, but I'll heal here. I think that's the way to go. And then I'll just take the... If I take the grenade launcher... And yeah, that should be everything. But yeah, like I said, I'm only gonna play up until the I'm only actually going to play up until the courtyard, so let's think, yeah. Yeah, I have to go this way, of course, yeah. Yeah, I've actually remembered all this pretty well, I have to admit. But... No, there are some real masters out there. I mean, most of them don't stream the game with a mic. I mean, most of the people who are really good at this game and who speedrun it, I don't watch many of them, but most of them just play the gameplay. But I mean, people can do this in under an hour, up until the courtyard, I think. But yeah, I think as long as you're playing fairly well, I don't think there's any reason to rush through it. I think it's good to actually play the game. Do you know what? You're actually one of the thing I've noticed is I've noticed it in a few people, but the great thing about having a small audience is just, and especially with Tomb Raider, I've noticed you get a certain kind of people watching, and I mean with a small audience you get actual intelligent conversation, I have to say. And yeah, people are just really I don't know, you don't really get that with larger streams. That's just the way it goes. But yeah, what did you say? Before I put this in, I better read the comments. Better do something which you like. Yeah, no matter how much people are watching, etc. It's way better to watch someone enjoying something than just doing something only because other people want it. It's more authentic. Yeah, of course, totally. I couldn't agree more. I guess that was my point. I'll never play. I think that's why some people stay small. It's always the. I guess you could say it's the people who keep their integrity and stay small that always have fun and always do what they're doing. And as long as you're having fun and you're doing what you're doing, then who gives a fuck what other people think? That's but yeah, that's basically what you meant anyway, so I totally agree. Yeah, this guy is really easy. All we have to do is shoot him down. What I tend to do is shoot him down twice with this thing. And then what I do is I equip my... This tends to work really well if you just shoot him like this, and I think that's actually it. It's a really underwhelming boss. I mean, I wouldn't even call this a boss. But I guess it's better than nothing. But yeah, I mean, if you're watching this and you are enjoying it, definitely. I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't care about people who dislike, but rather I really appreciate it when people do leave a like. So if you are enjoying this, it would be a huge favor if you did actually like the video. I mean, I'm not the kind of person to say that very often, but if you are enjoying it, definitely leave a like, and that way, I mean, it's common sense really, because then I know what I and other people enjoy. I mean, I'll always basically play what I want to play, and that's really the bottom line. But if people enjoy one thing more than another, I would absolutely consider playing that thing more than something else, if that makes any sense. So the moral of that is like the video. Can this video reach 10 likes? Yeah, we're actually done now though. That's the sad thing, folks. We're actually we've gained access to the courtyard, and yeah, I mean, that's it. That is the end of the stream, really. I'm gonna put some things away and save, and you know, I'm not just about to sit here and game the evening away. And I think in the future, Resi Fana and anyone who is watching right now or even after this has been live, in the future, after I've completed this playthrough, I will play through the game in its entirety just in one go, and I won't split it up into parts. But this game, at least for my first playthrough, it fits really nicely into thirds, into 3 parts, that is. So what I thought was to do it like that instead, so it didn't quite... Seeing as this is the first game I've played, which is not Tomb Raider, pretty much, I thought it would be a nice way to ease people into something else, but... excuse me, I don't think I took any damage there. And the fucking incredible thing is I didn't even get poisoned, which is fantastic. So yeah, what I'll do is I shall save, I guess. Does anyone have any last thoughts about this part? Not that it really matters. I mean, I'll be back for more, definitely, without a doubt. No doubt. I mean, if you've been here for the first part, and you enjoyed it, like I said, leave a like, if that's not too much trouble, and definitely check out my channel for information on when the second and eventually third part will be going live, or even afterwards. Because I know some people enjoy watching things after they've been live, but... yeah, check out the other 2 parts if you enjoyed it. I'll definitely obviously be continuing from literally this point, so yeah, that's the way I'm gonna do it anyway. So I hope you enjoyed this stream, and to be perfectly honest, it kind of feels a bit weird to be ending here, because most of the streams I've done have been like, some of them have been over 4 hours long. So, I mean, it's only been... it's not even been 2 hours, and I'm already ending. Just as I'm getting into it, but... no, I think, once again, what I will mention is I am streaming, I don't stream often, you know, I don't do a lot, really, on my channel, but to those who enjoy these old games, and somebody who's old enough to have played them back in the day, you might enjoy watching me play Tomb Raider 2 tomorrow. I'm going to be playing it at 4 PM. GMT 0, and I have a video with information about it anyway, but yeah, I've saved, and let's see. I'm not going to actually do any more now. I'm just trying to think what else I could. I think I have to take, in the next part, I have to take the Wind Crest, and that's about it, isn't it? There isn't a lot more I need to do. But Rezi Fana has said, okay, thank you, and I hope to be able to watch your stream tomorrow. Bye bye. Thank you so much for watching, Rezi Fana. That is, like you said, it's all about the communication on these small channels, and it was an absolute delight and honor to be here with thine self. But yeah, I'm gonna go now because I'm gonna go and get some food and play some music, and it feels weird. It feels like I should be continuing. But I should really brush up before I actually continue, that's the thing. So, on that bombshell. No, I can't end it like that. I've got to think of a better thing. I already used that the other day. I'm going through all the things in my head. Peace out.